So I guess I just want to start right at the beginning. I want to know a little bit about how you were approached for the Grand Prix and what your thoughts were. Did you ever have any hesitation doing it? Well, just tell me all about that.
No hesitations ever. My guy, my contact at Bellator, Mike Hogan, he texted me. What did he text me? He texted me Usman. He said Usman in March. You ready? I was like, heck yeah, of course. Sign me up. Thanks. I'm good. I texted him back right away. It wasn't until like a little bit later on because I had heard rumors about the tournament, but actually no, it was like for sure a done deal. I don't go online. I don't pay attention. I don't look it up all the time. Like what's happening right away. I'll wait for my guys to tell me what's going on. And then I heard about the Grand Prix. I heard some guys at the gym talking about it. Like, oh yeah, the Grand Prix, this and that. I was like, oh, they're Bellator doing the Grand Prix. Like, oh, like I wonder if I'm going to be in it. Do I get it? And I texted Mike. Uh, then later that day, like, hey, I heard there's a Grand Prix. Is there? He's like, yeah, you idiot, you're in the Grand Prix. You got the first round matchup with Usman. That's what I was talking about. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. So yeah, that's how I found out found out about the Grand Prix. But yeah, when he texted about Usman, I said yeah, of course, right away.
So does it add extra pressure now? I mean, you're going to be facing the champion, but now you're also doing it in the Grand Prix. So, if you win, you're going to have to defend that title throughout the Grand Prix. So you've got the pressure of, I want to win the Grand Prix, but I also want to defend this belt. Like, is that something you've thought about?
Uh, no matter what happens after I beat Usman and get my hand raised and I get the belt around my waist, I'm going to have to defend the belt no matter what. So to me, in my mind, the way I see things, it doesn't matter whether it's in the Grand Prix or not in the Grand Prix. I'm still going to face the next best guy on the Bellator roster. I still have to defend my belt. It just so happens I'm going to get lucky enough that after I beat Usman, I get to beat two more guys, and the last one there is for $1 million. But no matter what, like no matter what happens, whether you win or lose, you're going to get in the fight again. You're going to get inside. Some people are going to get inside the cage again. What happens when you get inside that cage is what matters. Whether you win or lose that one, again, the next time you step in the cage, doesn't matter what happens. What matters is what happens the next time you step in the cage. You have to win your next fight. It doesn't matter. You want to, be in the main card. You're an undercard fighter. You've never been on the main card. Win your next fight. Win your next fight. Win your next fight. You'll be in the main card. You want to be a main event. Oh, I've been on the main card 2, 3 times, but I've never been in a main event before. Win your next fight. Win your next fight. You'll be in the main event. Oh, I've been on local shows. I'm 11-0, been on all these local shows. I'm ready for a big show, ready for Bellator, for UFC. Win your next fight, you'll get the call up for the UFC or to Bellator. And then the same thing starts all over again. Same idea. You want to get the belt around your waist. You want to be a 3-organization world champion. I got to win my next fight. That's what matters. I want to win for the 8 guys inside the tournament to get to fight for $1 million. Win your next fight, and you'll end up fighting for that $1 million. You fight for $1 million, win your fight, and you'll win that $1 million. So for me, it all boils down to working your butt off, working hard, being the hardest worker in the room, and winning your next fight. And whether I have the belt, when I have the belt, the rest of it doesn't matter. I still have to win my next fight. I'm still going to win my next fight.
I thinking about the last few Grand Prix they've had, I don't think, and maybe my memory's not serving me right, but I don't think there's been a time where the champion has been dethroned in the first round. Is that something that you're looking forward to, maybe making a little bit of history doing that, or has that thought not even crossed your mind?
No, that thought has not crossed my mind at all. We'll have to look it up. We'll have to do some research and research whether that has happened or not. But it hasn't crossed my mind. But it'll be another cool thing that they can add on to. They can write about when it's all said and done.
And what about the fact that you're facing the champion in the first round, that you've got, arguably the hardest matchup of all in the very first round? That has to say something about you and what they think of you, right? I mean, is that kind of something that you've thought of?
Well, a little bit. Actually, I think I'm pretty sure. I don't want to be quoted on this, but I'm pretty sure Josh Thompson is on the record of being the matchmaker for the Grand Prix tournament. And they reporters asked Josh, how come there were so many marquee matchups in the first round? And then Josh's reply was, hey, I'm giving you guys these great matchups in the first round. AJ versus Pitbull, two of their amazing biggest stars that you would think they would match them up so they meet in the finals. And Josh was like, no, in my mind, I want to give you guys these matchups right away because who knows if that's going to happen or not. Who knows if, AJ and Pitbull are going to win all the way to the thing. Who knows if you put Usman and me on the opposite side, if we meet in the finals, this happens, that happens, somebody slips on a banana peel, somebody gets hurt, those matchups can go away. So Josh said that he wants to give all the best big marquee matchups, great matchups, the great stylistic matchups right away in the Grand Prix. I was like, oh, that's a super smart idea. That's super awesome. That's super great. So I think that's why you have Usman and myself in the first round.
And have you looked at, I'm sure you've looked at the bracket, but have you looked at it and kind of game plan, like, if where you want this person to win and this one, and you kind of, have you looked at a path of how you feel is the best way to get to the end, or
No, I was never guy when I wrestled in high school and wrestled all through college. I was never a big bracket guy in my jiu-jitsu career. I never looked at brackets and saw the matchups and see this guy can win. I could win. Be a good matchup here. Or I hope this guy loses. This guy's a tough match, but I know I'm better than this guy. I never really did that. I never really did that. So for this bracket, I didn't. I'm just concentrating on Usman. He's tough enough. He's gonna be a good battle. So I'm just concentrating on Usman and let the chips fall where they may. Whoever else makes it through, they make it through. I'll see them there.
what sort of fight are you expecting from Usman?
I think it's gonna be a hard nosed, grindy fight. I know he's gonna want to play a distance. He wants to kickbox a lot. He's a kickboxer by nature. He wants to be out in distance and kick in. And my job is to make sure I make it a fight, make it a dog fight, and take us out to deep water. But he does have wrestling. He does. People forget where he's from. He's like, I know where I'm from. Of course I can wrestle. In his last fight against Pitbull, he showed that he can wrestle. That he actually has that skill set, not just that he uses it defensively, but he has the offensive skill set to use it to take guys down, to grind out some good W's. So he showed that skill set in his last fight, so he can do it. But I think by nature he's more of a kickboxer fighter, more a point scorer from distance.
And you've got yourself back on a win streak. I'm wondering what you credit that recent success to.
Nothing. Just hard work, whether it's a win streak or a losing streak, or whatever the case may be. You have to trust the process. You have to trust your coaches, and sometimes you're going to lose one or two or three because of a banana peel one time, because of eye poke the next time, because the judges got it wrong the third time. Like whatever the case is, it doesn't really matter. But you can't it's because I had that peanut butter jelly sandwich before weigh-ins the one time, so that's why I lost. And then the other time, what happened was that I drank that Pedialyte, and I don't drink Pedialyte, so that's why I lost. You don't make excuses. You do want to learn from it. You do want to grow from it, but you can't make excuses in that sense. I was on a losing streak, and I was still the same thing, put in the work. The best team in the world, the hardest working team in the world, every lab got me ready. I was prepared. I was good to go. I just lost, and then on a winning streak, same idea, same team, same coaches, same training partners. Train my butt off, and things went my way, and I got my hand raised.
How do you stay positive and motivated during that time when you're going through a streak like that, where you said, it just happens, you just lost? How do you stay positive and know that there's going to be a time where it's going to come back and you're going to win?
For me, it's I'd say first and foremost, faith in God, knowing that He has all planned out. He has things set in store, and whether it goes your way or you think it doesn't go your way, it really is going your way. And then on top of that, trusting in the work I put in. I trust in the amount of work I put in. I trust in how hard I bust my butt. I trust in everything that I'm doing. I know how hard I work. I know I don't skip any sessions. I do it every single sprint. I don't skip out on any reps. It's 3 reps of 12. I do 3 reps of 12. It's 4 reps of 8. I do all 4 reps of 8. I don't skip out on anything. I don't miss any practices. So I trust in the hard work that I put in to get my hand raised.
And your wife is going to be starting a pretty good run here, a professional run for Bellator, which is exciting. Always exciting to see women getting a shot. I know you guys have fought on a card together before. Do you think you'll ever want to do that again, or was that experiment something you didn't like?
I didn't mind. Yeah, that was cool. That was fine. My wife said that was pretty hard, not just for her, but for the kids as well. Like one of us wasn't not able to be home when the kids are sick. Kids are always sick, you know. So we got four of them, so one of them's always sick. So when somebody has to miss out on training to stay home with the kids, or the kids have to come to the gym when they're sick and probably shouldn't go to the gym. So my wife just thought that it was a little bit much for our kids for both of us to be in training camp at the same time. So that probably won't happen again. But I'm still not necessarily against it. I did think that was a cool thing that we were able to be a part of, to take place, and to look back on.
And I guess my last question, you have a former opponent that has a big fight coming up, Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. I'm just curious how you feel he'll do up against Conor.
I'm sure he'll do great. I think if he doesn't allow his ego to get in the way, he takes Conor down, I think it'll be not a walk in the park, but I think he'd be a lot easier than people will think. But if he, try to stay standing and show who can pee the furthest, or who's the biggest, who's the toughest, blah blah, that might not go his way. So if he doesn't have an ego, I think he a little bit of a walk in the park. I think he'll take Conor down, pretty no problem. Chandler has a good gas tank too. He has a good cardio, so he'll be able to continue that wrestling grind for 5 rounds if he chooses to.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and good luck in the Grand Prix.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.